Welcome, everyone, to the JK Podcast, the only podcast that thinks Digimon is so much better than Pokemon. JK.
Oh my god, that's a resounding JK.
I'm Ken O'Connor.
And I'm Josh Brennan.
And recording on February 28th at exactly 11:18 p.m.
Yes.
This is the JK Podcast, episode number, forgot to look that up beforehand.
21?
21? Is that right?
Are you looking?
I'm looking. Josh Stahl.
Hey everyone. So, how's everyone doing out there tonight? Welcome to the Fraser Crane Show.
21!
Okay. Okay, but also, so it's episode 21, but this is also technically our first episode of the year.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Do you remember the promise we made in the last podcast?
No, I know. And that promise, got thrown out the window, but not on purpose.
We said we were going to do another one before the year ended. That never came to fruition.
Yeah.
Then we missed January.
Yeah.
And now we're on, the final day of February.
Yeah. But actually, I think it's a leap year, right?
Oh, yeah. Happy leap year, Josh.
Well, not yet. Technically, in 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Okay, 40 minutes remind me of the leap year.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to forget it. But
so, first of all, Happy New Year to all our listeners.
Yeah, so I want to make the apology here.
It's not just you.
Yeah, but I would like to.
Okay.
Yeah, take the blame. Go for it. No, it's just one of those things. And the coordination, it sometimes just doesn't work. And then my semester started and it's been a mess, and I've been doing a lot more involvement stuff in the school and other things. So I've had more work to do and more commuting now with my situation. So it's been exhausting, but
we both live very busy lives, and sometimes scheduling is not the easiest thing.
But hold on.
Okay.
We talked about things recently, and I think we're gonna try and get on a better schedule. I'm not gonna make any promises because clearly those don't hold up. But
especially today, after today already didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
To pull the curtain back a little bit for you folks, we're now trying to record every Saturday or Sunday morning, giving us a 2-day little gap there. And we're currently recording on Sunday, but at night, because this morning Josh didn't wake up till around 10 o'clock, 11:30.
Okay, what is this? 10 o'clock, 11:30?
Okay,
that's an hour and a half gap.
You saw my text at 8:40, and then you texted back half an hour later.
Yeah. I was rolling in bed, and then I fell back to sleep for a little bit.
I figured as much.
And then I was like, okay, I'm up. And then I'm like, I saw you're like, yeah, I watched the new One Piece. I'm like, yeah. And then I look, and I was 5 behind. I'm like, oh boy. So I started to marathon those things, and I'm watching the time. I'm like,
I didn't think you were that far behind, because I remember texting you a few weeks ago, hey, did you see this? Yeah, man. It's cool.
It must have been longer. I don't know. I really had 4 or 5.
In all fairness, they've been stretching out 10 minutes of in anime time over 5 weeks now. So
yeah, but we'll talk more
we'll get
about
that a little bit.
Exactly. But anyway, so we're trying to be more consistent. We're trying to get back on track, and we are here for you people. So hopefully you're still listening. You missed us. We missed you. And I guess we'll get into it, Ken. We'll do our regular thing.
Yeah, and we're also trying to be more formatted now as well. Our last, I think, dozen episodes or so, it's just been kind of hey, let's talk about whatever. We actually have a document in front of us now with a kind of a show format. Whether we stick to it or not, who knows, but it's going to be our basic guideline for the night.
We're attempting it.
We're attempting.
Because we're cool and we like to use Google Docs.
It's a new year, a new JK.
Yeah, and that's not for JK. That is a serious statement.
Exactly. So let's start off with our...
can we start off with addressing your opening line?
Okay.
The resounding JK.
Oh, yeah, Pokemon better than Digimon. Come on.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Anyone that thinks Digimon's better...
Even though Digimon Season 1 and 2 are amazing, it doesn't even hold a candle to Pokemon.
I would love to hear your arguments as someone really is a diehard Digimon fan over Pokemon, but... Apparently, for the PS Vita, there is a Digimon game.
Well, it's PS4.
Well, then someone lied when they were saying PS Vita.
The new one that just came out. It's
Cyberspace or something.
Yeah, I think it could be on Vita too. But I know it's PS4.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyway, but Yeah, so just wanted to make that clear.
That's interesting. Why do you think that Pokemon overall won over Digimon?
I think part of the reason is the Pokemon was out first, right? By at least a year or two.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those situations where Pokemon beat them to the punch and it was good. If they beat them to the punch but it was okay and the Digimon was like really good, then it would have taken over. But I think the games though, the Pokemon games put it over the top. The Digimon games were not good.
I think Digimon as a whole, the concept was way too advanced for little kids. Like I remember as a kid, like trying to understand, like okay, they're like ultimate form, champion form, advanced form, and like if they don't eat enough or they get beat, they go back to their old form. And
I honestly, to this day, I haven't looked into it to try and understand it. But from the very, very limited Digimon that I've ever watched, I do not understand that they can basically evolve. And then it's like, it's over. They go back to their basic form and are really weak. That, for me, it doesn't really make sense.
The idea,
I'm used to the structure of Pokemon.
The idea was like they're from all these Digimon are from the digital world.
Yeah.
And the Digidestined are the ones who can connect the Digimon. So basically, when a Digimon evolves, the Digidestined, the humans, are giving their life force to help the program basically upgrade. And so
it just goes back.
It drains both of them. So like when the fight's over, they revert back to a form where they're not draining energy from their partner.
Yeah, honestly, I think it goes back to that point of being too complicated.
It's like Mega Evolution now, if you think about it.
True,
they Mega Evolve for one turn and then...
Yeah, but I feel like it's a lot simpler. And also, what do you mean Mega Evolve for one turn?
Oh, one battle, sorry.
Oh. But yeah, no, I mean, I think that might be true, but I think... I don't know. Pokemon just did it better. I think they had a better format to it, and I don't know. I do think a lot of it was the timing.
Yeah.
But
all right. Well, with that, Josh, let's hop on our segue and go over to our what have you been playing segment.
Yeah, brought to you by
Pokemon.
No one sponsors us.
Brought to you by Jello Pudding Pops.
If you want to sponsor us, let us know, and it will be the insert name here. What have you been playing? Segment.
Yes, let's contact.
That's actually semi-serious.
Let's contact GameFly, Audible, Netflix, and Loot Crate. Those are
Kia.
Yes.
Oh my God! If we can be on a Kia commercial, man.
I don't think Kia would. Anyway, okay.
So Rondo, what have you been playing? Segment.
All right, let's talk about because I know we've both been playing it. They actually just released like a day or two ago. It was yesterday, I guess. Technically,
it seems like a long time.
I know. They re-released Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow on the Game Boy, the 3DS Virtual Console.
Yeah, that eShop, man. The digital downloads.
On midnight on the East Coast, which was rare. It wasn't supposed to happen that way.
Yeah, you had me believing it was at 10 a.m., so I went to bed.
That's what they do, but apparently they wanted, they released them to be so people could have them before the New York event.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo New York and all that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so they released those, and of course, we both bought all three.
Yep, because we're suckers.
Yeah, so...
Oh, wait, okay. Very important question first off. Did you pick your fossil already? You did, right?
Yes.
What did you pick?
Okay. Now, I was always one of those people growing up that I was a big Kabutops fan.
Same here.
But...
Okay.
Knowing all your hype, knowing everyone else's hype about this Lord Helix... I was like, screw it, I'm picking an Ammonite.
Okay, thank God.
So I picked the Helix fossil.
Now, Josh, I want to describe a situation for you. Playing this game early this morning, getting to Mount Moon, getting to the fossil point, it dawned on me, oh my God, if I want to complete the Pokedex, I'm going to need both a Kabuto and an Ammonite.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, who am I going to trade with? Most realistically, Josh. And for the next 10 minutes, I sat there and contemplated, which one would he choose? And I'm like, I know he's a Kabuto guy, but wait, he might pick Lord Helix because I've been going on and about it. Or no, he knows I'd pick Lord Helix because I keep talking about him. I literally sat there like, I was contemplating like, do I text him? Do I wait till the morning? Like, I wanted to keep playing. I was Considering,
because this was like that 3:30 in the morning.
yeah. I was thinking about, should I save my game and just wait for the morning and ask him on the podcast which one did you choose so I could choose the other one. And then I took a calculated risk and it paid off because now we can do that. But
Wow, you picked Kabuto.
yeah, I like Kabutops. Kabutops is awesome.
I know. He's actually really fun for competitive right now too, because he has what is it, Swift Swim ability. So that means when it's in the rain, he gets double the speed.
Dude,
so technically it was better in Gen 5.
Why didn't he get a Mega Evolution?
Why didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, then they'd have to give it to both fossils.
No.
But then
They gave one to Aerodactyl.
yeah, but like that's an easier fossil to give it to because it's a one thing. So it's also more justified because he didn't have an evolution.
That's very true.
And then they're gonna be like, "Why'd you give it to that fossil, not Armaldo?" I don't know.
Do you believe the theory that Genesect is actually a Kabuto? Or Kabutops?
I've never heard that before. I could believe it.
If you look at the way he's structured, like his body type,
yeah, no, like I can picture in my head.
it looks like a Kabutops in an Iron Man suit.
I just think isn't Genesect like a steel Pokemon? Like, wasn't it allegedly man-made to some extent?
No. If you read like all the Pokedex entries, it's a Pokemon that Team Plasma built a suit around and put a cannon on its back.
Yeah, so okay, so like I'm thinking that then maybe they used like Kabutops as like inspiration or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Like technically like a hidden lore.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like how like a baby Kangaskhan, if you put on like the skull of a Marowak, isn't that technically just a Cubone?
Yeah, which is why people are like, why wouldn't that evolve into Kangaskhan?
But in my mind, it's like how like a Poly Whirl will hold like a King's Rock and turn into Polytoad. Kangaskhan holds onto Marowak's skull, turns into Cubone. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I never wonder about those things. I just kind of take them at face value.
Yeah.
But
back to the re-releases. How have you been enjoying it so far?
It's been nice. You know, we were talking about it extensively about like how we were building teams and how we wanted to approach the game, like while we were on the train the other day. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to take a different approach, like, because the thing is with Gen 1 is that the mechanics of like the stats and everything are different.
Oh, they're very different.
So between like Gust, first of all, being a normal type move, which I actually find ridiculous, and just purely like there's attack and special attack, but only defense. And actually, special attack is just called special.
Yeah, it's not even like its own thing.
And there's no special defense. And so like there's a lot of things that are different. The moves have different power. So, and Pokemon also learn drastically less moves, which I was actually surprised at. I was looking at that. I was like, huh.
There were a lot less moves in the game, too. Like, they added more moves later on to balance things out and give more variety once more types and like stuff came into play.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I have a Nidoking right now, and I was looking at his moves, and I'm like, he really doesn't learn anything. And the TMs he could learn, I'm like, he really can't learn any of those. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So honestly, it's changed up how I've been, like, for the long answer, it's been changing up how I've been building my team. Mm-hmm. So I think that's been sort of entertaining for me because it's Pokemon that I maybe would never have used. Like, I sometimes have, I think in the past, a couple times when I played, like, because I played Pokemon Blue and Red like a million times over when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I did have Nidoking and Nidoqueen sometimes, and I do all that kind of stuff. So
really,
I have a Nidoking on my team right now, but I also am a little generic in picking my Bulbasaur, which is an Ivysaur right now, and I have a Pidgeotto, but I'm trying to branch out a little more, and I just picked up a Drowsy.
Okay.
So you went on your whole little spiel about psychic types being very good, and I'm like, you know what? I never really did psychic types in Gen 1. Like, I just never caught, like, I caught it, but, like, I didn't really care for it. So I'm going to try and see what my Hypno can do.
See, I was telling you the story the other day how, like, growing up, I learned Butterfree with, like, had Confusion and Psychic and Psybeam, and that absolutely just destroyed everything, because Psychic is very overpowered in the original games.
Yeah.
And then once I found Abra, and, like, oh, this mother effer disappears as soon as you try to like do anything to him. It's like, okay, I'm gonna catch that fool and make him mine. And then after doing the whole like, oh, go out, Abra, come back in, get some experience, blah blah blah. After getting some psychic moves on Abra and then getting Kadabra, that was like the biggest deal. But it's funny, as a kid, I never like back then, like we had the link cables and stuff like that, but like trading wasn't as easy as it is now. So like I always just kept Kadabra. I never went full Alakazam.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited to finally be able to do Alakazam in this game.
You really never had an Alakazam?
I'm sure I did, but like nothing like I got it like once I beat the Elite Four. Like I never like used it along the way. I had like a level like 59 Kadabra by the end. Like, hey.
I just know that like I think my brother was always the one that had the Alakazam because like me and him would play a lot and then we'd just trade it really quick.
I remember trading was a much bigger deal when Gen 2 came out because that's when like in school anyway, like on recess, everyone had it back then. We were using like the time machine to bring Pokemon from the old gen to the new gen. Like it was a lot of stuff like that. I
remember playing it at school and then also sleepovers. That was the big thing with Pokemon.
Yep.
I remember Pokemon Silver, and I was the guy that figured out how to clone the Pokemon.
Even back then, you're. For those of you who don't know, me and Josh have very different opinions on what it means to play Pokemon correctly. Where Josh thinks it's okay to like, ooh, giveaways, ooh, perfect IVs, trade, ooh, give me that Seviper, yo.
Well, here's also the trade-off. I do that. It helps the competitive process just because I don't have to waste like
it does. If I want
10 hours per.
If I want to be competitive, I probably would be doing the exact same thing, more or less. But
to be fair, and I was showing you on my Pokemon X, I have the complete Pokédex on Pokemon X.
Oh, you do? That's very impressive.
With breeding my own guys that I transferred from different gens and everything. Like, it's legit my whole entire thing. Like, I do that. I also collected every single TM in the game.
I'll do that eventually because it's gonna be a long year waiting for the next game. So I'm probably gonna go back and do that. But what I'm excited about with the red and blue and yellow re-releases, I'm gonna try to complete the Pokédex in these games. Something
I actually don't think it's that hard, but I don't think I've done it either.
My biggest like. The biggest hill, like as a kid growing up to like not completing this Pokedex, are two things. The trading aspect, because again, trading with someone like I remember back in the day, like trading Togepi to get Togekiss or whatever like that. Is that how it happens?
What?
Oh no no I forget. I remember like trading Pokemon during recess during like Gold and Silver. People would be like, "Oh, I'm not giving it back," and like there'd be like fights about that kind of shit. But
Yeah.
But now trading's easier. I feel like I can actually do all the trades. Like I think the only trades I need to do are Machoke into Machamp, Haunter into Gengar, Kadabra into Alakazam. Are there any more? I think it's just those three, right?
You might be right on that.
Yeah, maybe one more, but it's not that hard in that sense. And I always hated the box system in the original Gen 1.
Oh yeah, I forgot how inefficient.
Oh, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. You can't see anything. It's names and levels, and then you hope for the best. And if your box is filled up, you can't catch a Pokemon out in the wild. It's like, hey, your box is filled up, go change it.
Oh, you know what's actually the worst? Not even that or the item thing, like holding items. And it's like, oh, you can't actually pick up this item. And then I'm like, what TM do I have to waste now or something? Like, I literally tossed my Whirlwind TM because I'm like, I'm not going to teach anyone Whirlwind.
See, at this point, I'm just throwing all my items into my PC because like, nope, don't need this, nope.
Oh, that would be a smarter idea. But I was like, honestly, I'm not using Whirlwind on anyone. So I just...
That's true.
And technically, my Pidgeotto has Whirlwind because it learned it. But
yeah.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the worst feature ever. I feel like I never even considered it back then. Maybe I was just too young to realize. Well, actually, two things. One, which is more, I guess they realized it later on and they added it, of course. You can't register your bike. And that actually really bothers me that there's no register feature.
In Gen 1, I like the music in Gen 1 so much, I try not to use the bike.
Oh, well, I mean, you know me. I don't play with sound, so I just want to bike around. And
it's funny how we play like so differently. We both love this series for a lot of the same reasons, but when it comes down to like little finer things. You and me have such different little like I don't know what the word is, like little things tickle our fancy so differently.
Yeah, I think that's what also makes for good conversation and good comparing of Pokemon and whatnot.
It really
'cause
does.
We have different aspects to it and how we look at it. And
Yeah.
but yeah, it was the registering of the bike. And the other thing is, so like, for example, I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, if I'm going in this one area, let me just catch the few basic Pokemon just so I have them and eventually I'll evolve them for the Pokédex. So I caught like, I don't know, for example, I don't know, like a Caterpie. So I'll catch the Caterpie. I caught a bunch of other things, and then I put them in the PC. I went back to the Pokemon Center, put it in the PC, and then I'm going, and I had forgotten maybe like which one I caught initially, and so I'm going. I see a Caterpie, and I sat there for a second. I was like, wait, did I catch one of these? And I was looking for the Pokeball symbol,
Not there.
and it's not there. I'm like, wait, do I have one? I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know if I did. And I'm in the battle, and I'm like, I can't, like, do I want to then just run and then watch? I'm never going to run to a Caterpie for a while. Like, that's actually really annoying because I didn't know if I caught it or not. So I actually really don't like that.
Yeah. Now I'm going to take what you're saying here. You know how the fact that Miiverse is now a thing?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Pokemon Miiverse post?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna link this to you so you can react with me. All right.
Okay.
So look in the Skype chat.
There's a Miiverse for the...
Yeah, there's Miiverse for everything. These are just some of the gems.
What did I do? I clicked on something. It said 404 not found. Ooh. What was I clicking? I think I clicked it before you actually load. Wait, that was weird. Okay.
Okay. Did you click on it?
I'm clicking on now. Oh! Wait, am I looking at a comment?
Well, it's a thing. So click on the first picture.
Oh, these poor children. Anyway, okay.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah. You know, someone posted this in the Pokemon group, but I didn't actually read it, so I'm reading it now.
So this first picture here, it's a screenshot from Lavender Town, and the kids are like, Lavender Town, the song of death that killed a bunch of kids. Did they fix it?
I mean, technically they did.
Well, it didn't kill kids. It sent a couple to the hospital. But it's
obviously the way they're describing it's very blown out.
It's obviously a kid who read the creepypasta.
Yeah, but and to answer the question though, if they did fix it, they already fixed it to where they toned it down on certain levels that were affecting the most.
Yeah.
By the time it was released in North America in 1998.
Yep.
So I'm assuming because I haven't been to Lavender Town yet in the remake here, but. Or
it's not a remake; it's a re-release.
I like to say remake, but
it's the exact same game though.
Well, they remade it to where they added the online capability.
That's not a remake.
But I haven't been to Lavender Town yet in this eShop virtual console version of it, so I cannot say for sure. But they already did fix it for the North America release in 1998. Anyway, let's see the next one.
The next one is it's showing like the badge selection screen, and the kid says, "I defeated Sabrina, but I can't find Erica or Kogo." Lol.
You know, I actually did that in one of my games just because I was curious, and I did bypass gyms, and I was like, "Huh."
But here's the thing: to get into Saffron City,
yeah,
like you have to go underneath it. You have to go to Celadon first.
Yeah.
And then Koga is the logical step after that before you go back into Saffron.
Well, here's the thing. The only way to justify it, well, my thing was I purposely wanted to see if it was possible. I did that way back when, I think, on like my red version, because my red was like my side one, so I was kind of messing around. But the thing is, if you look at the layout, the Celadon gym is kind of tucked, because you got to go down and around. And then in Fuchsia, you have to go up a special little thing, but there is a Pokemon Center right there. You go down and up and around, whatever, and then there's a Pokemon Center and then the gym next to it. But maybe the person just didn't go to the Pokemon Center and is like, this town's dumb.
Here's the thing. You go to Celadon and they talk about over and over again how like, oh, Erica is the most beautiful like ever. She's down here. Oh, and like there's that guy like, who's like creeping into the gym. Like, oh, look at those girls.
Well, no, when you say that, he's literally in front of the gym. So at that point,
I know.
No excuse, but
I as a kid, I never had that problem. Well, I wonder why.
If you don't talk to the people, then you sometimes don't know.
Yeah.
Like I started to approach this game as thinking Like I've never played a Pokemon game before, and it's interesting when you read their subtle hints or something, and it's like, oh, Koga is in the Fuchsia City, or no, oh, you should check out the Safari Zone in Fuchsia City and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, if I was a kid playing this for the first time, didn't know what was what, and someone said Fuchsia City, that's interesting. So maybe down the line I'll be like, oh yeah, they have a Safari Zone. It's just interesting because I take it for granted that I like know everything that's going to happen. So kind of making it innocent again. I'm curious.
It's very, very simple, but also very effective.
Yeah. And you see that kind of style being in a lot of games now, and you wonder who influenced who and what and when. But, oh, you know what? One other thing really quick. They don't tell you what any of these items do.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like in the middle of a battle, and I was like, wait, does this? And then I'm like, oh, I guess I got to just kind of use it. For some reason, I don't know why. I think I was really tired. Oh, yeah, I was really tired yesterday. And I was sitting there, and I was like, wait, I want to use my potion. And my Bulbasaur was missing like 12 health. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. He'll be like 2 health away from max. For some reason, I was not thinking the fact that it heals 20.
Oh.
And then I got really confused. And I was like, oh, I kind of wasted a potion there. But like, they didn't tell me because, in the new games, you tap on the item and then it tells you with a description right there. And it's like, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad they realized these things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Next one we got, was the Game Boy screen really this small? Lol. Someone's playing with the Game Boy overlay on, I think that's yellow version.
Yeah, is that only available for that version or something?
Yes, because here's the thing. Yellow version only worked on Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Where red and blue were Game Boy games.
They worked on Game Boy Color.
It did. You could actually added color.
And they changed it.
Exactly.
That was the coolest thing because it worked on Game Boy Color and it made it so blue was all tinted blue and red was all tinted red.
Mm-hmm. And the different cities were different colors.
True. No.
Yeah.
Only for yellow.
Was it only? Oh, yeah, it was only yellow, right?
But
yeah,
I was actually somewhat upset that they only put the very original Game Boy version on because I kind of wanted the blue tint.
Well, I remember like as a kid, you could mash the D-pad when the Game Boy turned on, and it would change like the colors, like to cool like neon pink or like these really weird color combinations.
Does it still do it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a little depressing.
Was the Game Boy screen really this small?
Yes, Jonah. Yes, it was. Okay, this is
your 3DS XL.
This is one of my favorite ones. Next here we have Jack. Okay, he's in the Viridian City in front of the gym, talking to the old man. Says this Pokemon gym is always closed, and his comment is, "How do you get Brock to be at the gym?"
And yeah, when he says old man, it's the sprite of either, I think, the gambler and also the old man that teaches you how to catch a Pokemon.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I guess the guy saw the eyes like that, and it's like, hey, Brock.
No. I don't think he. It's because that's the first gym you see.
Oh.
I think everyone knows that Brock is the first gym. So you get to Viridian, and there's the gym, and Brock isn't there.
Oh.
How do you get Brock to go to the gym?
Oh, I liked it funnier my way.
Yeah, your way is funny too, but.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, where is he? I'm in Viridian. Where is he?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Gotta watch the end.
Oh, this one I think you'll like next a lot. This is from Cool Dude number 1. He's like, help, I need help with the experience points. Does anyone know a quick way to get a Pokemon to level 11? Not trading, because that's getting me nowhere. And can you trade it? And can you trade in yellow version?
What the heck? What comment is that?
Not trading, because that's getting me nowhere.
I mean, you could go to do the missing no trick and then get all your rare candies and then do that.
He's in Pewter City, Josh. He's not even like...
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. Which, by the way, you could do the Mew glitches.
Yeah. They kept all that stuff in, and missing no and all that. It's all in there.
Well, I'm not doing the missing no, but
neither am I.
I want to do the Mew one actually on my red or something like.
By all means, go ahead too.
Because
I'm not trying it.
What?
I'm not going to attempt it.
Well, the thing is, I've watched videos on how you do it, and like it's how you get Mew. Like,
it is. It's just I don't know.
I want 151, man. I also kind of ruined it on my blue because I realized you're not supposed to fight this one trainer.
Yep, above Cerulean City.
and I did.
Yeah.
So I have to do it on a different version.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it. I'm probably not, but I don't know.
I mean, it's not supposed to ruin your game. The missing note, that ruins your game. But the Mew doesn't.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well,
If you get it traded to me for like a
do it on my side version.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Next
see
we
the next
have Welp already missing the run button from the newer games.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's true, but I like the walking animation. It's so minimal but very cute.
It is, but like,
Oh, this one's amazing.
Man.
This next one's great. This must be a glitch. How is that Pikachu at the sea on the right?
what?
Look on the right-hand side of the menu. See like the little like skull?
Yeah.
That's the power plant.
Yeah.
But where it is on the map is on the water.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
How is this Pikachu at sea?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird.
And then in the comment, and like in the Facebook comments next to it, so put the surfing Pikachu card.
Yeah, I see that. That's pretty good.
Right, and next one, Josh, you'll like this one too. Where do I go to breed Pokemon to get eggs?
Yo, I know, right? I know.
Gen 2, baby.
It's so depressing. But actually, I put my Drowsy in there because I was trying to do the whole put them out first and then switch and then whatever. And I was like, this is taking a while and it's not really gaining that fast. You know what? I'm just going to leave him in there. I'll see what happens.
Nice.
It's very good concern, though.
Next, we have why is Gus not super effective on Metapod, a bug type Pokemon?
Okay, first of all, is flying super effective against bug? I didn't think so.
In the earlier games, it was, I think.
Interesting. But yeah, that's see, this is what I was complaining about before. Gust is somehow a normal type move. Don't get it, but okay.
Next, we got a kid in the first gym. How am I supposed to beat Brock without water type Pokemon? Since that's the Rock's type weakness. Help me, please. He's just standing there with Pikachu. Like, I don't know what to do.
Oh god. Yeah, I know. That was actually one really difficult thing of Pokemon Yellow. Because you really had to do you had to do like the really cheap tactics, and it's like constant healing of yourself.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun when I get around to that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the re-release of
Okay,
Pokemon.
that's the last one.
Yeah, that's the release of Pokemon Red and Blue. Like again, like it's a game that's 20 years old now, and it's still amazing. I'm glad that it's on the 3DS now, because for the longest time having to emulate this like for things, it's nice having an actual like handheld again.
Yeah, and actually, since it's capable of transferring to Sun and Moon down the line, which we're going to get to all that after. But the one thing I wanted to say is that it kind of makes me really want to do a good job at playing it, not just like run through the remake, but actually play it.
Yep, I'm gonna dedicate a lot of time to all three of these versions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about all three for me, but at least my Blue, like I do want to beat it. I want to do a good job of it, have a good, nice team.
Yeah, we should mention that I'm playing Red, you're playing Blue.
Yep.
We're gonna trade and battle, and then
Yeah.
Yeah. My current team, for those who should, I have a Pikachu, a Butterfree, a Charmeleon, and a Pidgeotto.
Not bad.
I'm keeping my team kind of lean. Like usually, I'll fill up all 6 slots just to have a Pokemon there. I've been putting things I'm not going to use right in the box. Like, no, you're not coming with me.
Yeah. I mean, I said my team before, but I'll repeat it.
And I've been catching everything that I can too. So
yeah, I mean, I sort of been, but I got to work on that. But I got my Ivysaur, I got Pidgeotto, got Nidoking, and I got technically a Drowsy that's in the daycare, and I have a Bellsprout that I keep with me for cut.
nice.
But also before I move on, I do want to say I was trying to explain to you before we started recording, the Nidoking debate here. I get to the point where it's always like, when do you evolve them when they can evolve with a stone? It's always a thing. So I looked it up on Cerebi. Really interesting. Like usually it's like you want to wait until you evolve them because like they'll learn really good moves or something. I was looking at it. Nidorino learns basically nothing that's useful unless you consider Horn Drill at level 41. And somehow Nidoking does not learn Horn Drill, which is beyond me. And Nidoking at level 23 learns Thrash. And in this game, Thrash is beyond overpowered. It has 90 base, attacks for 2 to 3 turns, then the confusion. But in this gen, you're not locked in to Thrash. You can Thrash multiple times, but like, let's say I do Thrash 2 times and I kill the Pokemon, and then they're going to send out another one. In the current games, you have to keep doing it. In this
That's
one,
interesting.
in this one, I can switch. So I'm like, okay, let me not get confused. Switch to some other guy, bring him back. It's insane. So Thrash is an incredible move, and my Nidorino was at like 21. So I was like, oh, let me get in on this because Nidorino doesn't learn Thrash. So it's kind of weird. So I had
Do you want to hear something really, really cool that I think it relates to the anime a lot too?
Sure.
So I have a Pikachu that eventually will become a Raichu.
Oh, how dare you!
I know, right? Do you know the moves that Raichu learns, like that Raichu himself learns?
Slam?
None.
Oh,
Raichu learns no moves by leveling up.
wow.
The only moves he learns are the moves he learns in the Pikachu stage.
Yeah.
So get this: level 8 Thunder Wave,
Yeah.
level 11 Quick Attack,
Sure.
15 Double Team. At 20 he learns Slam.
Yeah, my boy Slam.
26 Thunderbolt.
Okay.
33 Agility.
Okay.
41 Thunder.
Yeah.
And then 50 Light Screen.
That light screen though.
So optimally, I'm aiming for around between 40 and 50 to evolve my Pikachu.
Well, at that point, honestly, you should just get the Thunder TM if you really want Thunder.
Exactly, but then what do I go? What about Agility or Thunderbolt or Slam?
Well, no, I'm saying then evolve them at like 33. Not.
For get Agility, then bail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do that.
I mean, that's even if you want to use agility. I mean, how much do you use setup moves?
In this game, none.
So don't even just evolve them at 26.
I know. I always feel like whenever I use a stone, I feel like I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this.
No, I know. That's why
It always feels wrong to me.
I try and look it up, and I'm like, okay, it better be the right time for this because I don't want to mess it up.
And I also have the conundrum where like I love Jolteon. So like, do I keep Pikachu for the long run or do I get Jolteon? And then when I get Jolteon, how long do I train Eevee before I go to Jolteon?
Yeah.
And then what if I do Vaporeon? But then what about the Lapras I get later? Like I get very conflicted with like, I don't know.
I've never actually used the Lapras.
I love the Lapras. Like I'll keep my Charizard, my Pidgeot with me to the very end, but like Butterfree is gonna get swapped out for Abro at some point. Pikachu might get swapped out for Jolteon. Like I knowing me, I know I'm gonna swap these guys in and out.
That's why I'm trying to stick with all long term. I gonna have my Venusaur, gonna have my Pidgeot, Hypno, and Nidoking. Like I feel like that's gonna be 4 of my 6 right there. Feel confident, but we'll see. I don't know. I've been debating. I'm like, then what water type do I want? Do I want a fire type? I feel like I'm missing something. And then, I don't know, man. Anyway.
Oh, breaking news, guys. Breaking news.
What?
Leonardo DiCaprio has won an Oscar.
Oh, God.
The joke's finally over. He did it.
Reddit, we did it.
Okay, but yeah, I think we've gone on about a 20-year-old game long enough.
Yeah, so let's keep moving with our documents, sir. So other games we've been playing.
Honestly, that's like the biggest thing I've been playing recently. Like I went back to Katamari Forever. I finally got the achievements, the trophies that I wanted in that game. So
PS4?
Yeah, no, PS3.
Ooh.
It's Katamari Forever. I played it like 2 years ago, played through the entire game, loved it, and I went back and did all the nitty gritty, like collect all the cousins, get all the presents, roll the biggest Katamari possible. And so those are like a bunch of trophies that I wanted to get personally, and that game is very relaxing to me. So boom, did that. I also picked up Final Fantasy Explorers that came out for the 3DS a couple of weeks back. Basically, it's Monster Hunter Light mixed with Final Fantasy. A bunch of buddies at work got it. We played together. It's really fun. Story it's not like a story heavy game. It's more just like, hey, go run. It's like an MMO, but not an MMO. Like you can have 4 people playing together in the same world at the same time. And it's Monster Hunter. It's just a very watered down version of Monster Hunter with a Final Fantasy skin. So that was really fun.
Yeah.
Also, if you out there and you're thinking about buying Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, don't. It's hot garbage. Exfoliate for a second here.
Oh, all right. I'm taking a step back for this one. This can get ugly.
You know my hate for Sticker Star, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know the example I always use in Sticker Star to explain why it's a bad game?
Probably, but no.
You get to the second world, the desert world,
Yeah.
and you finally get to the boss, which is a giant pokey.
Wait, I thought you meant like some analogy. No, you're just gonna. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And so you get to the pokey, and literally nothing you can do can hurt the enemy
Yep.
until the stupid Crystal Crown girl is like, hey, this looks like a baseball field. Hey, it would be nice if you could score a home run on this guy. Hey, you should go back and get that baseball bat you saw in the last world. So you must lose this boss battle, exit the game, go back, grab the baseball bat, go turn into a sticker, go back to the world, go back to the boss, fight the boss, and the baseball bat will kill it in one hit.
Yeah.
There's nothing intuitive about needing the baseball bat up until that point. And this is how every boss is in that entire game. So I put that game down. I did not beat it. I hate Sticker Star with a burning passion. It is a disgrace to the Paper Mario franchise. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. I love the Mario and Luigi series a lot. The first two games are by far the best. Bowser's Inside Story is great too. Not my favorite. Dream Team, a little bit too easy and a little too handholdy. But Paper Jam, I had high hopes for. The concept is it's the Paper Mario characters interacting with their like real life counterparts, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Second boss of the game, a giant pokey teams up with the Sticker Star pokey.
Let me guess. Do you need a bat?
No, you don't need a bat. You fight both at the same time. And every time I keep attacking them, they keep growing back. Like the pokey beat them like segment by segment until they're all gone.
Uh-huh.
I'm battling this guy for over an hour. He keeps growing. They keep growing back. No matter how many times I take one down and I start working the other one grows back. And I'm like, how? After like an hour, the little like hint thing pops up like, hey, maybe you should attack them, like make sure their segments are always even because they grow back because they get jealous of one another.
Wow.
That is not at all portrayed in the animation, the patterns. It was completely random up to a point because I would kill one and they'd be gone for like 5 turns as I'm working on the second one, and then he'd grow back. So I quit that boss. I put down that game. I haven't gone back since. I probably will because the gameplay up to that point, it's not a bad Mario and Luigi game. It's not Paper Mario. It's not a Paper Mario game. It's definitely a Mario Luigi game with Paper Mario guest starring. Mm-hmm. But just seeing Pokey again brought up so much feelings of hate, and then followed by that bullshit mechanic. I was like, yeah, now we're done.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not gonna rant about it. If you want to play it, go play it. I do not recommend it. That's the kind of getting seal of disapproval.
I can recommend some games that I've been playing.
What have you been playing, Josh? You save me from this.
Well, I'll get some quick ones out of the way. I'll have the obvious one out of the way. Always playing League of Legends. Been a little heartbreaking recently.
Yeah, I heard.
But actually, I did play 2 ranked games earlier today. Won both of them pretty handily.
Nice, sir.
You know, I'm getting back on track. It's the climb, you know.
It's the climb.
So, playing League, of course. Also been playing a little bit of Majora's Mask for the 3DS that got released a while back now, a few months ago, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Really haven't gotten too far, but, you know, nice little game to play if no one's played it before. Very nice, actually, because I try and treat myself with my new 3DS, and I turn on the better 3D for that game.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looks really nice.
Yeah, that game, they did a really good job with that.
Also, still been playing a little bit here and there, especially since last we've been on here, then definitely.
Oh, yeah, it's been...
Xenoblade Chronicles X for Wii U.
Yeah.
It's honestly still... It's a fantastic game. Like, I really enjoy that game. It's one of those, like, if I got nothing to do, I have some time to set aside, that's a nice game to play and just run through their open world. It's so beautifully done. Mm-hmm. It's a really nice game that you can just pick up whenever you want. So I still think it's a great game to buy. Also, I did mention on here that I bought it, and I now got to play it a little bit. I played the infamous Shenmue for Dreamcast.
Oh.
Like the original game, everything. I have a legit Dreamcast, put it in, whole thing. Pretty fun. Haven't gotten too far. That was pretty fun.
What do you think of like the narrative and the story and whatnot?
I mean, obviously it's dated, but being like the first thing that really did it,
You can tell like for the time it was a big deal, right?
yeah, I mean, I can appreciate it, and I think it was one of those games that like I wanted to play just because it was like apparently so good. So I bought the system, and I'm like, well, if that's the greatest game for it, let me buy it. So it's pretty cool. It was a little annoying though because apparently the Dreamcast is very finicky with how the disc works, and my system wasn't necessarily flat while I was playing it, and it kept like freezing at certain points.
Oh, yeah.
I had to make it really flat, and then it was loading fine. But I think I have a problem with my second disc. It just like wasn't reading. Thank God I haven't gotten up to it yet. Then I'll, I guess, deal with that. But it's kind of frustrating because I want to eventually finish the whole game.
Is it
But,
weird like having like multiple discs for games like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 discs.
Oh my god, I didn't realize it was that much.
There's 3 discs that
Final
are
Fantasy VII only had 3 discs. How does this game have 4?
Well, here's the thing. It has 3 discs for the original whole story, everything playthrough. The 4th disc is apparently bonus content and further like cutscenes and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool, but like it's not necessary. But I'm kind of upset then if my second disc doesn't work. Anyway, so that's kind of a cool game. It's one of the like the retro games I've been playing. It's kind of nice. Also did get an Xbox in, original Xbox.
Oh, really? You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I just got that a few weeks ago. The only game I have for it is Shenmue 2.
Oh, there you go.
So eventually I'll get around to that. But it was also one of those, I found it for a good price and, you know, it was cheap enough. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey.
But if you want, I have the original Halo 1, Halo 2, still sealed versions for the original Xbox.
That's to keep or to play?
Well, I don't know. They're sealed, so.
Okay. Those were decent games. I never owned them myself, but I did play them.
Yeah.
Not bad. The other game I did want to talk about was Pokemon Planet. Now, bear with me, it's not technically a video game, but it's what have you been playing? So it's something
Exactly.
It's online. It's like some sort of fan-made whatever type of Pokemon game. And it's, if you ever played the old Pokemon Crater back, like, that was at least 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But any sort of just online Pokemon where it's the same kind of story, for this one especially, Pokemon Planet, it's, I mean, I haven't gotten completely through it yet, so I don't know exactly what to expect, but it's basically like a Fire Red, Leaf Green kind of style of the game, I believe. And so, yeah, you start off, you're doing Kanto, and basically it's, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it, like as another game to compare it to. It's like if you've played MapleStory, it's actually a decent thing with the type
I have never played MapleStory.
Well, I mean, for anyone else out there.
I've seen you play it and like, oh no, that's gross.
Hey. Because it's got like, you're able to play your own thing. Because like MapleStory, you can do stuff with people or you can just do your own thing. But there's also a glorified like all chat kind of thing, like a global chat. So this has like the regular Pokemon experience. You have an all chat kind of global thing in the corner of like a chat box. And you could choose to either do it like for everyone playing or within a special group that you have, or just your friends list, or just one friend that you like whisper to, whatever. And you can also
like, hey, I got a Pikachu. I got a Pikachu.
That's not the point, man.
Sorry, but I just picture people whispering Pokemon like, hey, got Bulbasaur. Sorry,
but and it's also, so while you're playing through the game, you have your little custom avatar trainer guy that you could kind of customize slightly, and you also see everyone else that's online walking around as their guys. And it's kind of cool because you could then also challenge someone like that or trade with them, like click on their name, I believe, or something. So it's kind of a fun game to just play because you can play with other people and play with friends that have never really played or don't own a Game Boy or anything. And I think it's better than an emulator for like other games because this one, at least you can still take it to something. Like you can still battle someone. And Emulator's just kind of, it's there and it's whatever.
It just sits there.
Yeah, so I think it's a nice alternative, and I was kind of playing it because I had nothing else to play. So if you want, you can check it out. But now I recommend just playing the ones that just came out in the eShop.
Yeah, right.
But I think Pokemon Planet's actually a really cool thing that someone made. So
Yeah, so check
thought
that
I'd
out.
give it a little shout out.
Nice.
Yeah, so I guess that's it for games we've been playing pretty
Should we
much.
move on to like our general TV movie talk?
Sure, let's do the different ones for once. Let's start off with the different ones, not the shows we always talk about.
Okay.
So
We saw Deadpool.
we both did see Deadpool. We did not see it together.
Who
but
did you
we
see?
saw
Who did you see it with?
No, I saw it with a family friend of mine,
Okay.
the city.
Which one?
So, which one?
Yeah.
What?
Who are you cheating on me with?
Not starting to name people like that on the podcast.
The podcast.
The podcast.
Well, in all fairness, I went with Pete to go see it. So
Okay. Well, no, like it's not like
no, I know.
he's my friend too. No,
I'm busting. I'm busting your chops.
yeah, no, but I could bust your chops then. Wow. But
Yes, yes, you could.
so I'm assuming you're one of those fanboys, like, oh my god, greatest movie ever.
No.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. I love Deadpool, and that movie was absolutely amazing. Like, I'm more happy for the precedent it's gonna start now.
Why? Because it was rated R.
It's the first rated R superhero movie, and what they did was they took the character Deadpool, took him right off the comic books.
Put Ryan Reynolds in a suit.
Well, no, in the comics, like Deadpool refers to himself like, I look like Ryan Reynolds got mixed with a Sharpei, like the dog.
And that was the original thing. It said that.
Yeah, like in the comics, that's how Deadpool referred to himself. Before Ryan Reynolds was cast as the role, before like any of that happened, Deadpool described himself like, I look like Ryan Reynolds with like mixed with the Sharpei. So like it was a role that he was basically born to play.
Interesting.
But literally what they did was they made this movie. They didn't so in the world of Marvel, Fox owns the right to the X-Men and the mutants and all that stuff like that. So that's why you'll never see like the mutants in like the Avengers or anything like that, because that belongs to Fox.
Yeah.
They did not want Deadpool to be made. They tried doing a Deadpool-like character in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and that movie was a colossal failure, and they've ruined the character Deadpool in that movie. So they're like, okay, we're never using that character again. It's not going to work. We're not going to do it, yada, yada, yada. They shot some test footage of Deadpool. Like, they got like Ryan Reynolds and the director, not Tim Miller. I think it's Tim. I don't know the director's name, but they got together and they filmed a quickly like it's like a 5-minute like little like test footage of what a Deadpool movie could be, and it's basically the scene where like he jumps off the bridge into the car, beats up all the bad guys in the car, and then like the car comes to like a crashing stop, and then Deadpool turns to the camera like, "Hey Tim," and like that's how it ends. Tim was the head of Fox at the time, of Fox Studios, and they leaked that test footage. That test footage was not supposed to go out to the public. It got millions upon millions of hits like right away, and Fox was like, okay, I guess we have to make a Deadpool movie now. Even though they did not want to. They did not want anything to do with the character. They did not want to touch it at all. Right before they started filming the movie, they slashed the budget of the film by a couple $1 million. Like, this movie should have looked a lot worse than it did, but, like, they pulled it off somehow. So, like, there was everything in the world working against this movie. It should not have been made. It should not have been as good as it was. They shouldn't have had, like that one line where Deadpool shows up at the X Manor and like, it's weird that I only see you two X-Men. It's like we couldn't afford more X-Men. Like, that was an ad-lib line by Ryan Reynolds.
Really?
Yeah, and that was a jab at the studio, like, you cut our budget. Because originally, there was supposed to be, like, like in the movie, there's that one girl, that really strong girl, Angel Dust.
That's her name?
Yeah, she's a mutant in the comics.
The bad one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be, like, 2 other people with her, but because of the budget cut, they cut her down just to 1 character. Like, there was supposed to be another whole fight scene. Like, remember when he leaves his duffel bag in the car again with all those guns? There was supposed to be a fight scene where he had all those guns, and he was going to go through every single one before the fight ended.
Oh, okay.
but the budget got slashed. So again, like they were working on such a tight budget, and like they were being like pressured to make it PG-13. They were being pressured not to have this and that and the next thing. Like every single thing they were like being pressured to do. They said, "Screw it. We're gonna do it like we're gonna do it. We're gonna copy the comics exactly." Because most like all the big comic movies nowadays, they don't follow the comics that closely. Like they'll take like ideas and like the basics, but like they'll go off and do their own stories. This was Deadpool as he's in the comics. Everything he did was straight out of Deadpool. The costumes, the origin, everything. It was done perfectly. So for years, they've been afraid to make rated R superhero movies because, oh, it's for kids and parents are going to take their kids to rated R movies. We're not going to make any money, yada, yada. And like, oh, we have to update the stories because the comic book stories aren't good enough. We need to make them our own story. And the costumes have to be black leather because no one wears a bright yellow suit or a bright red suit. And it's like, no.
Who doesn't? No.
So I say all that to say this movie broke all the rules. It's breaking all the records. It's the #1 rated R movie now. It passed The Passion of the Christ, which before was the #1 rated R movie. It was the biggest opening so far this year, biggest opening for Fox ever. This beat Fox's release of Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars Episode 6, for Episode 3 actually, from like years ago. It's their biggest movie ever for Fox as a studio. The movie they tried to get killed and not make is their biggest movie of all time.
Well, hey, they still made money.
No, they made a shit ton of money and they're making more each day.
Yeah.
It's still up there in the box office. It's still doing great. Overseas, it's doing amazing. Like it's like it beat like I know Star Wars has been out now for months, but it beat Star Wars for opening release in China and Japan.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I liked the movie. It was good, but I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my god, greatest movie ever, whatever. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But
No, like, again, there's lots of issues with the movie. Like, I felt like the bad guy wasn't, like, that great of a bad guy. It was funny. Like, it was a funny kind of bad guy, but, like, the threat wasn't really there. At points, you could tell they kind of, like, spit up the ending. Like, again, like, at the end, like, okay, time for a fight. Like, it has its problems, but for what they had to work with, it was a damn good movie.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't know much about it because I don't keep up with superhero stuff at all. So I was watching it, no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize that it was rated R. I just thought it was a regular superhero movie. So it was probably PG-13. And then I saw some of the scenes that are reasons why it was rated R. And I was like, oh my god. But anyway,
in your mind, what scene was too over the top? Like what you're like, oh my god.
too over the top?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, with the what is it, quote unquote holidays? The like compilation of holidays.
Women's Appreciation Day.
Yeah, like how he would celebrate them. And
no, that's fine. I think just Women's Appreciation Day is the one everyone's talking about.
I don't know. They were all just. They were actually more graphic than I thought they would ever really be in a full-fledged, just regular movie.
Well, I think it's a rated R movie. They can get away with that.
Yeah, but that seemed more than other movies, actually.
I
don't watch that many movies. But
yeah, I think it was pretty tame.
Really?
Yeah. Like maybe I'm just so desensitized. Like I'm like watching. I was like, yeah, this is right.
This is right.
Yeah,
more.
No. This is just right.
No more.
No more, no less. This is perfect. I have to say, one of my favorite lines though from that sequence. He's like, "Your right leg is Thanksgiving and your left leg is Christmas. But I want to see you between the holidays."
Yeah.
Giggity. I'm gonna use that one day.
God, I just thought it was clever with the Lent or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You just see them reading.
They gave up sex for Lent. That's right.
Yeah, that was one thing that I thought was kind of clever. I like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so moving on here. What in the world is this? November 20th, 1963.
Oh, okay. This is it's a show on Hulu. You can only watch it on Hulu. And it's based off the Stephen King novel of the same name. It stars what's his name, James Franco, and it's about a man who he finds a time portal back in time that takes him to October 20th, 1960. So 3 years before the assassination of JFK. And he's introduced, like, the way it works is he goes to a diner every day, and the guy working at the diner, who owns the diner, one day he goes in the back to get, like, the food. He comes out 2 minutes later, and the guy looks like he's aged like 3 years. Like, he looks like he's like sick, he's old. Like, within the span of 2 minutes, he's like aged like years. And he's like, "What the hell happened?" And he's like, "You know what? I'm going to show you something." So the guy who owns the diner explains how in the back of his diner, in the pantry, if you walk through the pantry, you end up in the past, in 1960. And that he's been going back there for, like, probably who knows how long now, to try to stop the assassination of JFK. Because he believes if he stops the assassination of JFK, that the Vietnam War won't be dragged out the way it was, that, like, so much good will come from JFK being alive longer. That it'll change all of history for the better if he saves JFK.
Interesting.
And the way this time portal works is, what you change in the past will affect the future. So if I go in the past right now and I carve my initials into a tree, when I come back out the other side, my initials will be in that tree here in 2016. But then if I go back through that portal again, it resets what I did last time. So it's like I never went back there the first time. My initials are gone completely. So you can go back as many times as you want if you mess something up. But the problem is the past doesn't like to be, like, changed at all. So the more you try to change, the more the past tries to fight back. So this old man who owns the diner, this last time he goes back, he develops cancer. So he's gone through it a million times. This time he got really close to saving JFK, when all of a sudden he just got really sick out of nowhere because the past literally gave him cancer. He's like, I went to my doctor, like, right before I went to the portal. I was healthy as can be, and the past literally made him sick. So he asked James Franco, like, "Hey, will you go back in time for me, and will you do it? You're a younger, more fit guy. You know what to look out for. Here are all my notes, everything I've learned over the years." And it's the story of James Franco going back in time and figuring things out. And, like, in the very first episode, he like gives up, like, "You know what? I'm not gonna be able to do this. I'm not gonna spend 3 years of my life in the past, because no matter what happens, you always go back to October 10th, 1960." And every time you go back in time, always 2 minutes pass in the real world. So he could spend 3 years in the past, 2 minutes will pass in the real world, no matter what. But you have to you have to spend your life there. It's like a big, like, thing. And after the first 2 weeks there, he's like, "You know what? I can't do it. It's not worth it." But James Franco's character, he's a English teacher, and he teaches like adults who are trying to get, like, their the equivalent of, like, a high school, like, degree and whatnot. And one of his students, he is a guy who's mentally handicapped, and his essay that he read recently was about the night that changed his life, where his dad, when he was a kid, his dad came home drunk, killed his mother and his two siblings, and really hurt him, and that's why he's slow, because his dad hit him in the head with a hammer. And that's why he's mentally slow. And it happened Halloween night, 1960. So after spending about a week or so in the past, and James Franco's like, "You know what? I'm not going to be able to stop the JFK assassination. I don't know what I'm doing. It's not going to work." He goes and tracks down his student when his student is still a little kid. The mom's still alive. The family's still alive. And he finds the dad, and he waits for the dad the night of Halloween, when the dad goes into the house and prepares to kill everyone. And James Franco kills him and saves the entire family. And now the past is going to be, like, the future is going to be drastically changed now, because now God knows, like, the whole, like, when you step on a butterfly, like, what it changes in the future. God knows what's going to happen. So I've read the book, so I know how this all plays out. Yeah. But the show is very well done. They've done a lot. It's a lot of little changes here and there, because, of course, adapting a book is not easy. But the show is just beyond captivating. James Franco's doing a great job. And if you like time travel, you like history, like, they're very, like, they're paying very close attention to real world things revolving around the JFK assassination. It's very interesting to watch, and I'm actually like reading like more into JFK now after watching the show again. It's like, oh, I need to read more about this stuff.
It is very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it was a lot more than I expected.
Yeah,
When
sorry,
I was looking at the name of that, I was like, I don't know.
It's probably like a web series he's watching. He'll be like over in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't go too much. I watched all of Fuller House yesterday. It's the spiritual successor to Full House. It's on Netflix only. 13 episodes. I watched it. I cried. It's fantastic. Just if you liked Full House, go watch Fuller House. That's all I have to say. Plain and simple.
Eventually, I'll dabble into the dark arts of Fuller House, but
It's not dark arts. The first episode's super nostalgic, super cheesy, very like heavy-handed, but it's a very good show, and it reminds you of that old school TV we used to watch growing up.
it's good and bad. I swear, sometimes I watch the shows I grew up with, and I'm like, that's kind of dumb. But
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our normal shows we talk about. Let's hold off on Adventure Time and Steven Universe because those haven't really been updated in a while.
yep,
Steven Universe, Josh Yellow Diamond. What'd you think of her?
forgetting who that is now.
Never mind. Okay, we'll get back to those in the future. It's been a while since there's been any new Adventure Time or Steven Universe.
Yeah,
But another show that we watched, Gravity Falls, had their series finale.
razzle dazzle.
My blubs.
Okay, all I have to say first off to start it off, bodacious tea.
Yes.
Anyway, with Death Ball. Anyway,
All right.
oh, the ice is down. All right.
What did you think? What did you think of the finale?
So, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So it's Weird Mageddon Part 3, which is the ending. And so what I thought overall, honestly, it was a very nice ending. I personally was actually not disappointed with it
Okay.
because knowing that it's like, this is it, I was hoping they would kind of tie up some loose ends, do some things. Honestly, they pretty much did. And I was very satisfied with what I watched. I thought it made sense what happened in all different aspects. The one thing that I was disappointed with, though, was Wendy's letter to Dipper.
I thought she took a nude.
Wow.
Just that, or like maybe like a picture of them together, or like just like a picture of her. I don't know what I was thinking. It's a kid show.
Well, the latter stuff was a lot more realistic than the first thing you said. But
I know, but I think it'd been funnier if like she said like open this like when you miss Gravity Falls, like wink wink nudge nudge.
Yeah.
And then they never showed it because then it's like what could it be? Like the fact that they showed it, it's like oh, it's just a stupid letter with signatures.
yeah, it was just like, hey, come back next summer. And then it's whatever. I mean, that's nice, but like the way she was doing it, I thought it was some like whole either love letter thing.
Yeah, like something like more than it was.
Or just a nice message, like personally done.
Or a nice tasteful nude.
They can be tasteful. But yeah, so like that was disappointing. But I also think the Bill Cipher fight that ended really quick.
I feel like Bill Cipher in general, they didn't handle it that well.
No, but you know, for the time restraints and for what they had, and it's not One Piece, so I was like, it kind of makes sense.
Like here's we don't know why the show ended. Like I've tried reading interviews like with like the person like the guy in charge. Who do you know the guy who does the show also does like most of the voices.
Yeah,
That's,
I watched Between the Pines.
yeah, so did I. That was great with that Time Baby.
Time Baby was pathetic.
Yeah, I
but
know.
I just thought it was interesting to get his take on some of the continuity things.
Yeah, but like he like the main thing he keeps saying was he wanted the show to be like true to itself. Like shows that go on too long like will lose their point and their message over time. Yeah. Which I get that. It's one summer. That's all it is. Summers have to come to a close. Mm-hmm. But they built up all this lore in Gravity Falls.
You could still go way more into some of this stuff.
Like the fact that Bill couldn't get out of Gravity Falls, and he asked what's his name
Uncle Ford.
Yeah, Uncle Ford. Like, why can't I get out of Gravity Falls? Like, oh, the Gravity Falls like conundrum something.
Well, they also helped turn that on, didn't they?
No, he had no idea. He's like, I always wondered about that, but I never looked into it.
Oh no, I thought he was lying about it.
No, he had no idea.
Oh.
So they set that up and like, okay, but you can turn it off, right? Like, maybe, I don't know. He didn't know. So we don't know what that, like, they still didn't explain why gravity falls is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
a couple things like that. Also, even with the whole like time people and time baby and all that stuff. Like literally, all that happened was they like died.
Yeah.
And it's like
He's like, I killed the time baby. It's like, oh, what does that mean for the time? Then?
I know it's like I feel like that should have been addressed in some sort of fashion, but.
And apparently I'm dumb because that whole like the Bill Cipher with that big circle with all the symbols.
Yeah.
Watching the show, I never once noticed that thing. So like when they started drawing on the floor, like, oh, is that thing in the like in between like the credits, like that, like I've always seen that quick like glimpse.
Yeah.
I never paused to, like study it.
Yeah, I never cared enough, and I was like, oh.
And then they started matching symbols. I'm like, oh my god, they've planned this since the beginning. Oh my god, this is gonna be something amazing and epic. And then Grunkle Stan won't hold Ford's hand.
Yeah,
and we don't know what that thing does.
I actually thought that was a really dumb move on writing it.
Yeah.
Because I kind of wanted to see it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It kind of frustrated me, but...
Like, again, like, they took, like, that scene lasted a good, like, 5 minutes, and then, like, all realizing, like, oh, there's the ice for Wendy, because she's always cool.
And then nothing even happened.
And Pacifica with the llama shirt, because she finally wore it, like, and you've been wearing that sweatshirt since, like, 3rd grade. Like, that's such a cool build-up that I wish I'd noticed that sooner, because apparently everyone on the internet knew about that already. Like, everyone had made, like, those conclusions about, like, the people.
I think I just don't, first of all, want to ruin it for myself. And I also just don't study these things.
Yeah, like that's something that I think I should have picked up on because I love that stuff. But like when it started happening, like, oh my god, this is amazing, this is perfect, I can't wait. And then Bill Cipher just, yeah,
I don't know, it's a little weird, but I think generally though it ended pretty nice, so I was kind of happy with it.
Yeah, like again, like it's a sweet ending. I just feel like they left out way too much. I know they had to wrap it up. Like they made it an hour long too, which was nice. They had like the Between the Pines thing too to build up to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I don't know. It is what it is. I think overall it was a nice show. I enjoyed watching it.
I hope it continues in some kind of format, like maybe like a comic book series or a web comic. Like they did like Avatar, Legend of Korra, and Avatar. They continued on in the comics for a while. This feels like this could do well in the comic because, like the last time we see Grunkle Stan and Ford out like in the ocean finding more sea monsters. Like, okay, so weird stuff's still out there.
Yeah,
like it's not just in Gravity Falls, and they didn't do anything with Pacifica and Dipper. I thought they were gonna get back together.
So depressing.
And I don't know. Just I felt like it was very rushed. Not that it suffered because of that, but like
I know, obviously it could have been better, but I think for what it was, I thought it was still nice. I still enjoyed myself.
Did you see the switch coming between Ford and Stan?
Oh, it was so obvious.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Okay, that was beyond obvious.
Here's the thing. I knew something like that would happen. Like I knew they were gonna okay, they gotta trick him into Grunkle Stan's head to like trap him there.
Yeah.
But like I didn't know how they were gonna do it.
And
then he's like, I did a pretty good Ford impression, right? Like, oh, you got me. You son of a bitch, you got. But here's the thing. So they erase Grunkle Stan's mind.
Oh, I know. And then he instantly gains it back.
Like, how powerful would that have been if like it didn't come back like they had to do something like drastic to get it back?
In theory, it should have been drastic.
Yeah, no, like it's cute. Okay, let's read our memories from the summer to bring back the memory. Like that's
like realistically, no, he should be brain dead.
Yeah, like McGuckin is still screwed up.
Wouldn't he get the same effect as him?
Yeah, exactly. I was so glad that Ford like hugged McGucket and apologized.
Yeah,
like
and somehow he put on those goggles and he's smart again. I don't know, but
well, he was always smart. Just he didn't like everyone thought he was crazy, and that's
now
why
he's focused.
Yeah, which I like that how they did that.
But yeah, I mean,
again, a lot of problems, but overall a decent wrap up.
I thank you for getting me into the show.
Yes, you're welcome.
It was very enjoyable.
Did you like the two cops? My blubs.
Yo, their love. I was actually concerned at what was going to happen.
I really wanted them to kiss
I thought that was happening. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it.
because all these shows nowadays, like they couldn't do it on Korra. They tried. They got so close to doing it on Korra, but
I thought this would actually happen. I didn't, like, honestly, I didn't want it to happen, but then I thought it was going to happen. I was like, oh, dear God.
yeah.
But
I digress. Let's move on to the piece of Uno.
there's not too much talk about One Piece because, I mean, the biggest thing is since we last did the podcast.
Let's talk about today's episode. What'd you think?
Well, yesterday.
Oh no, yeah. Josh, you didn't tell me it was a leap day now.
Hey, it's Leap Day.
Yay!
Anyway, so
Happy leap day.
let's see. So there was Mr. Luffy. We had Mr. Doflamingo or Dolphy. Is this where they pushed the wall, the bird cage, and then it stopped for a second?
Yeah. Okay. Did you get really mad where after we saw Zoro use his black blade technique with the hockey?
Yes.
Like, that's amazing. And then, okay,
Yes.
the two Sam...
It becomes absolute commonplace to where half of the Navy...
No, here's the build-up. Okay, the samurai guy. Okay, it makes sense he can do it. I'll give that a pass. Okay, the guy with the paintbrush. Okay, I guess you can put it on your paintbrush and use your paintbrush sword.
Well, they were part of the same samurai kingdom.
I know, just the fact that it wasn't a sword, it was a paintbruch.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, okay, whatever. And then, like, okay, everyone in the Navy, let's go. And those who can't do it, go push the building.
Yeah.
It makes this awesome ability that Hawkeye Mihawk taught Zoro. Like, yeah, everyone can do that.
I mean, I think Zoro's there's a lot more to it, obviously. But
Oh, he's still a more skilled swordsman, but just the fact that...
I think the type of hockey, like the way he used the other one was slightly different, but they did show the same sort of purple swirling animation.
Oh, you know, it's armored hockey. It's the exact same thing. Out of the three hockey, that's armored hockey. It's all the same thing.
Yeah, so that was kind of annoying. It's true.
Yeah.
But, I mean, nothing really happened. They just kind of like stopped pushing the thing, and they're trying to stall for Luffy right now because he's trying to recover. My boy Sabo coming in hot.
Yes,
literally.
Yeah. I'm glad they actually showed the birdcage stop for a second.
Yeah,
because I felt like this one, like you guys aren't doing anything.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think it was doing anything.
And Frankie's like, "Come on, keep pushing, Super."
Yeah, I thought he was just trying to give false hope, but
yeah.
So I mean, not much has been happening. Still, somehow Doflamingo's still alive after Luffy's fourth gear barrage.
I like how Viola is confronting him now.
I did not remember the amount of fan service Violet.
Here's the thing: I don't think they showed that much fan service because she's always has that cloak around her.
True.
I don't think we've seen her
except for her dates with Sanji.
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago, literally.
But wow, man,
I appreciated it.
You did.
Like, I want to know how Japan thinks shirts work because shirts don't work that way. There's not two extra crevices of cloth where a woman's chest can rest. That shirt should not be perfectly wrapped around her chest the way it is.
Hey, man.
I'm not complaining, just saying.
Yeah. And then, of course, I mean, Rebecca's like the most scantily clad soldier I've ever seen in my life.
But it makes sense for her story how like they made like the they gave her the least amount of armor and the worst weapons.
Yeah,
they wanted her to
in terms
die.
of, like also balancing fan service, like
I just don't know how she keeps those puppies in there. I'm just being honest, like oh, God. I'm surprised don't let the dogs out already.
Oh boy.
Who?
Wow. Yeah, so still not much is happening. But hopefully in another month we will be talking about
they've actually gone faster than I thought because like 3 episodes ago Luffy said 10 minutes. Now we're down to 1 minute.
Yeah.
So this fight will be over in 60 seconds. If it's not, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Can they stretch 60 seconds over 3 months? Of course they can. Will they? Who knows?
Yes. No, I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like we got like 2 or 3 more episodes. I think 2 or 3 is like the secret number.
Doflamingo, man, go down already.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And have you seen any of the stuff from the Pokemon Gold One Piece Gold movie?
Not at all.
It's the next One Piece movie coming out in July. The premise is picture a giant ship, kind of like Thriller Bark, like just a humongous ship, and the entire ship is a giant casino.
Oh, I'm watching that movie.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
And they release like art and like all the costumes for the crew. It's all like really fine like Italian leather suits and stuff like that.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, not Italian leather suits. Just like it's leather. Like you can tell like, it's black and leather, and like Nami's is like tied halfway around her waist because of course and yada yada.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sounds cool. If it's almost like a take on Strong World, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the movies yet, so
Fantastic Strong World movie.
I will watch them soonish.
Anyway, cool. And now, I know we're going a bit over on time.
We're going a bit over. So what do you want to do? You want to go right to the Pokemon Day talk, and then because I think Pokemon is like the main focus.
Yeah, I think let's just talk about Pokemon Day, and then we'll close it.
Okay. Well, before Pokemon Day,
Sure.
we had Gen 7 announced.
That is true. We had the big Pokemon Direct. Well, technically Nintendo Direct, but it was Pokemon focused.
The big Pokemon Direct, 5 minutes long.
Approximately 6 minutes in length.
Such bullshit.
On Friday,
Yep.
February 26th.
Yep.
And they go through some sort of nostalgic looking video. And it was funny because we were texting each other, and I was like, it better not just be a glorified like Super Bowl commercial type thing.
Yeah.
And then the second it started, they showed kids playing on their Game Boy. I'm like, no. Like,
Train on.
I was like, don't do this to me. But because the day before that, it was leaked saying, oh, it might be Pokemon Sun and Moon, and they showed like
the logos,
the actual logos for it. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I'm thinking to myself, Pokemon never like leaks it that hard, I don't think. Usually it's some sort of Koro something or whatever. It's like faded or hard to see.
Yep.
This is like blatant, like high def graphics. I'm like,
And there was the rumor the week earlier that there was a Pokemon Rainbow coming out.
Yeah, and people were like, Rainbow was hinted at in something.
And did you see that if you go to the website and you save the image of the logos, the logo, like what the like it saves under is the name Pokemon Rainbow?
Huh.
Like the Nahiri or Najiri, whatever that word is, it saves as Najiri logo. So I think that the games are being made under codename Rainbow.
Ah, that's what it is. Okay, yeah, because it's supposed to be some sort of celebration, so I guess that's what they thought of it as proper naming. But yeah, so it actually did get confirmed at the end of this glorified Super Bowl commercial trailer thing that they were making Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, which is considered Gen 7, though they haven't declared it Gen 7. It's
Gen 7. We have Magearna, who's that gear Pokemon we saw a while back.
Though that's still not confirmed where that's going or whatever.
It's Gen 7, Josh. Come on.
It wasn't hinted at all during this thing, which I thought was actually really surprising.
They showed like almost nothing besides the name.
They had the name of that. They showed very little blueprint things.
They showed like some cars with some Pokemon, like a nice looking building.
I mean, you go to death like speculating like what that really is, but I don't know.
We will in the future, but we're kind of like gloss over for now because we want to get to the meat of this discussion.
Yeah, so they announced that stuff, so it was really cool, and it was only 6 minutes, hardly showed anything, but it confirmed Sun and Moon. I was super hyped. You were super hyped. I was fangirling. You were probably fangirling.
I was crying.
Okay, that's a bit much.
Like when they were like showing all the kids like saying like the words like connect and like togetherness in like different languages, and then like 1998, 1990, like started going all the dates, and now in 2016, I was like, yes, God damn it, yes.
Okay.
I was so happy.
Sensitive, but
I closed my office door and started screaming.
Okay, I was definitely not as sensitive as that, but I was very happy.
Quite emotional.
And yeah, true.
Thanks.
So that and the whole connectivity thing of Red, Blue, and Yellow with Sun and Moon was really cool. So that's a nice thing to look forward to, as we've hinted at earlier.
How it's going to work, we have no idea, but it's a very cool thing.
Yeah, so how it's going to actually somehow give these Pokemon IVs and EVs and special attack and special defense. And
I hope it's like, make your own IV and EV. Like, this Pokemon's from back in the past. Now create your own, like, what do you want to have?
That would be interesting.
That'd be really cool, actually. That'd be great for the competitive scene, too. Can you imagine, like,
Yeah.
you could only get, like, perfectly IV Gen 1 Pokemon by getting them to a certain point in Red and Blue and Yellow, and then trading them up to Moon and Sun?
Yeah, I don't even want to know how they're gonna do it. I'll
Yeah.
just be surprised. But it does seem cool. But the biggest thing was that the next day at Nintendo New York, not Nintendo World anymore. They
Yep.
changed it over. They promised an incredible new store, and and it was called Pokemon Day to celebrate the exact day that was the 20th anniversary of the release of the initial Red and Green in
In
Japan.
Japan, yeah.
And yeah, so we were gearing up for that day. We were all set. Literally took 6 o'clock in the morning train
Woo!
to get to the city, do all this stuff. I woke up. It was pitch black, 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I was saying, I hate my life. I hate my life. And no, but it was a terrible time and it was freezing.
I was just riding on the hype from the day before. Again, Pokemon Moon and Sun's announced, and then, like, we're going to basically the only place in the U.S. where we can get, like, access to, like, full-on Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, so I was excited, but I was also very bitter because it was cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was Pokemon Day, man. So we even did some prep for it.
Uh-huh.
We made some special stuff because Ken, you can elaborate on your idea.
Yeah, so basically, I did an unboxing a while back on the channel of Pokemon Ancient Origins trading cards, and I just had so many duplicates and extras because, of course. So what I did was I took all those cards, put them in clear little like card sleeves, and Josh made a little like business card logo thing for me. It said Happy Pokemon Day, had the logo, and had all my information for social media: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, with a hashtag and everything. And while waiting in line for Pokemon Day, I just handed out a couple hundred cards to people waiting in line, and different cards to everyone. People started trading, taking pictures, sharing them online, and it was just a nice way of getting people involved and also just getting my like social media out there a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of cool because I mean,
Like, it's a blatant plug and like, hey, subscribe to me and hey, look at me kind of thing, but
hey, what the heck? No one else was doing it.
Yeah, it's
and
free Pokemon
everyone was
cards.
just sitting there in the cold for like hours. So
yeah,
because we got online at like 7:50 in the morning.
correct.
We did not enter the store until about 11:15.
This is correct.
That's a long time, and it was, from what I remember from looking at the temperature thing across the street,
22 degrees.
it fluctuated up to like 29, the highest.
Yeah.
That's cold,
It was colder last year when I waited for the amiibo.
but it's cold.
Yeah.
Can't take that away from it. It was cold.
Yeah.
I could not feel my feet. My legs were so stiff. And some people were playing their 3DSs, taking it out, battling, whatever. I would have had my hands freeze off, so I just couldn't even take out my 3DS.
Yeah. Honestly,
So-
though, like for as long as we were out there, though, the time passed by pretty quickly. Like the people around us, we made pretty good friends. The people around us, we kept ourselves entertained by singing like Pokemon songs, seeing like the chalk art being drawn. I did the 151.
Walk art was very cool. Can we talk about
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
It was, I guess that's what we're calling it. It was really well done. I
It was really well
surprised.
done.
Because the thing is, we were at like a decent part back in the line for a long time, and which, by the way, doesn't compare at all to what it was when we got out.
Did
later
you
in the
did
day.
you hear what happened?
I read there was an update. They were like, "Yeah, we're just not letting people in."
Yeah,
I was like, "Wow,
people were rioting. Like it was like horrible. Apparently,
really?"
like I don't know if like legit rioting, but like people
I mean,
were.
they didn't miss anything. But anyway,
But boom.
so the chalk art stuff. So apparently people near the front of the line brought chalk and were just drawing on the sidewalk like different Pokemon. And they were actually really nicely done.
They were really well
And,
done.
So we were like taking pictures, admiring them and all that stuff. So it was really fun. And what was kind of cool is as we got a little later down on the line, when they still had some chalk stuff going on, the box of chalk was left there. So it's kind of cool. So some people last second near us were kind of drawing some things. It was fun. And, you know, it's kind of that experience that you were saying, like songs or whatever. So That was kind of nice.
Yeah, like you kind of alluded to it right. The event itself wasn't amazing, but throughout the day, I think just like everyone there, like we experienced what is so great about the Pokemon franchise and the community it's created. Everyone out there in the cold, we were all there for the same thing for Pokemon. Everyone, there was just people in cosplay. There were people there, like, the buddy we met, he had like his Pokemon like hoodie on, like he had the sweatshirt going on.
Yeah.
Like just everyone there was like, it was a big family more or less. We were all singing together. You traded and battled a little bit.
I didn't battle.
Oh no,
I observed one of the battles going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did trade a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it was fair trade. It's a Viper for Marowak, both 6 IV. So,
like the event itself, like basically we had to wait in line for a couple of hours to get a wristband, so we were guaranteed to come back at a later time to go to the upper level of the store to get access to like the Pokemon merch and like special contests and giveaways. Getting into the store itself, like the Nintendo New York was like absolutely packed. You could not really walk like anywhere. You couldn't really like. It wasn't like the everyday store experience. It was a packed store. We managed to grab the Pokemon anniversary T-shirt and some like extra little stuff here and there.
Yep.
I picked up the Mew Pokemon cards with the Pokemon Generation cards, where there's an unboxing video up on the channel by the time this goes up, so you can see that there. And then you and me, we went and grabbed some breakfast and warmed up a little bit, and then we went back and upstairs just Pokemon merch, and they had some. Like, who's that Pokemon? And like it wasn't anything great. Like from the way they were making it sound and like from past events and everything, we thought they were going to close down the area next to the store. And there was going to be demos of Pokken Tournament. There was going to be actual big giveaways, real prizes. That there'd be like Pokemon distributions. There was none of that.
yeah, I mean, it was to the point where like the second floor of the place was the pure like event space. So I thought, okay, they like made it all Pokemon. They got special 20th anniversary stuff that's really exclusive. We get up there and it looks like it was just another regular day at the store.
Yeah.
Where there was still Kirby stuff, there was Zelda stuff, some Splatoon stuff. Like it was just really regular stuff with some of the Pokemon stuff there. And that was it. Like there wasn't like some super exclusive thing that was like, oh my god, and there was like a whole thing and special plushies and whatever. There was really none of that.
Yeah.
And then they did like they'll give you a raffle ticket or something. So I'm thinking, oh okay, this is like for that new 3DS bundle or something, or I don't know, some kind of cool rare prize for the anniversary, whatever, rewarding the people that came. And they did like trivia stuff, and I was thinking, oh, that could be really fun. I was like really hyped about that. And so I get over to that space where they're doing it. First of all, it's like the most rigged thing on like who gets to answer the question. But aside from that, it was like, who's that Pokemon? So they show like a silhouette of Pokemon. It was literally like, for example, Bulbasaur. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, it's not even making it remotely difficult.
It's not even like that one episode of the anime where like, it's a Jigglypuff seen from above.
But like, it's not even. And then their other trivia was like, where do you find Articuno? And I'm like, come on. And it was funny because two people literally
got it wrong. Yeah,
I was like, how do you not know that's a Seafoam Islands? Anyway.
But you gotta think, like, if little kids are into, like, little kids probably won't know unless you like got in during like Fire Red and Leaf Green. Like, you wouldn't know that.
I guess.
Where does Articuno come from? Oh, Hoopa's Hoops. Yeah, that's the latest thing.
I mean, if they said Dungarees, then I would just give it to them. But like, yeah, but I mean, as it is, the prizes for anything, including the big, what supposedly was like the big raffle prize thing with a ticket, they were all like the same exact thing that people were getting.
Yeah,
they were all just packs of cards.
Yep,
that's it. Like, that was not exclusive. Like, that wasn't even like the exclusive Mew thing, even though that's not exclusive. That's just like it came out for a limited time thing.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even one of the things being given away. So it was like regular booster pack stuff. So like I didn't even feel bad about losing. It was just like, okay. It was
just disappointing overall.
So I thought the whole like exclusivity part and what you use the wristband part, like the actual event was really nothing.
Yeah.
It really wasn't much, and they were, if anything, trying to plug, hey, we redid our Nintendo World.
Which we were talking about this, like my theory, like I think they rushed their renovation because they were closed down for exactly a month. They closed down in January. Now they're open for this. They opened up the day Fire Emblem Fates came out. And then a week later is the Pokemon anniversary. There's no way they could have had their store closed for the Pokemon anniversary. So, like, inside the store, like, the store actually looked a lot worse, we were talking about. It's not set up as nice as originally it was. The sections are a little muddled. Not any new merchandise, really. The branding is still off. Like, our bag said Nintendo World, even though it's now Nintendo New York. No, it didn't feel complete. It felt like they really half-assed everything just because they had to. Because if they didn't have something, people would say, "Why didn't you have anything?" They got something out. It wasn't good.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, the big screen. The big screen is okay." It's not,
I mean, it was cool, but
it's a big screen.
yeah,
That's it.
I have one of those in my living room.
Do you?
Oh,
Not that big of a screen.
You haven't seen our 4K TV yet, have you?
You have 4K TV?
Oh my God, Josh, you have to see it.
Holy moly! Oh,
Josh, I bought the Pokemon collector's Blu-ray with the first 3 movies remastered in 4K on the TV. Come on over right now.
as tempting as that is, I may need to take a rain check.
Come over later this week. I don't care.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was pretty disappointing. The experience was kind of nice talking with some of the people and whatnot, but in terms of like time and like waking up,
Not worth it. Yeah.
it was not worth it.
Yeah.
If anything, it was nice to see you, and you know,
I think we enjoyed each other's company a lot. We got lunch that day. We goofed around. We got bubble tea. Like it was a nice day for us. And I think like Pokemon is a big part of our friendship, you and me. So it's like this is like our day to celebrate. That's something that we love.
yeah,
Again, it would be nice if we got like some awesome stuff from Nintendo, but
yeah. So
maybe when
well.
Moon and Sun comes out.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We
Yeah.
went, and we can say that we were there, and we can say that we did get a wristband, so we didn't have to riot in the streets.
Yep. And we got some good photos too. Like we got the photos of the chalk art. I got a photo next to a original Charizard cutout that is now my profile picture. Which thank you for that. And yeah,
Anyway,
I look such a douchebag in that photo.
no,
This is my Charizard. Welcome.
no, it was fine.
I like that photo. I look kind of like preppy. I don't know.
Because you all no.
Hey.
But yeah, so that was really the big event recently that happened, and so for people that don't live in New York or didn't travel for this event, good.
Also, I have a video going up soon. I'm going to have a video detailing everything that happened on Pokemon Day a little more in detail. I have lots of video from the event, including like waiting in line, inside the store itself. So if you missed it, there's a video coming out soon. You can see everything. It should be up. It should be up by the time this podcast goes up. So maybe it's already there.
Didn't you say I'm the intro?
Oh yeah, I was going to use that first like a shot. Like, hey Josh, what are you doing here? It's Pokemon Day. Whatever.
Okay, to be fair, I had more enthusiasm than that.
A little bit.
Thank you.
I think you said woo.
Did I?
I don't know. Well, I still need to get the footage off my camera.
Yeah, you should totally put that as the intro, though. I find that very fun.
I will. I think it'll be good.
So yeah, you get to see me. I'm a cameo appearance in there.
Yeah.
At multiple different times. But yeah, so that
All
was
right.
it for the event.
Well, if you can't tell by the tone of our voices slowly declining, it is late for us. It is now almost 1
That
o'clock.
and partially the fact that Pokemon Day was sort of underwhelming. But
yeah, we ended off a pretty low note overall, but we have
at the end of the day, though, Pokemon Day was what it was. But hey, I am gonna be super hyped for Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yep, and we'll talk about more of that in our next episode. We have a bunch of stuff today we didn't even get a chance to cover, so we'll talk about that in the next
But
episode.
they were honestly less important for time wise. So
Yeah, but I still want to talk about it because we
of
still
course, no, we're still gonna talk about it. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Just we don't want to go too long in the fact that we're recording at night and it's almost 1 a.m.
yeah,
So Josh, I think you should wrap it up here.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening to the JK podcast. Again, we're trying to go for a more weekly format. Hopefully, we can stick to it. I have high hopes, but we've said it before, and literally months have gone by, but...
Hey, you know.
You be Gucci.
Well, for all you loyal viewers, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for sticking with the JK podcast.
Hopefully you will continue. Hopefully you will watch our wonderful coverage of Pokemon Day.
Yep.
Please remember, of course, if you can, to help us out in any way you can, if you enjoyed or even hated what you listened to just now. Any feedback helps. Any comments, like, subscribe, mentions, something.
Share the podcast with a friend. The biggest thing is if you like this podcast and you think you have a friend who likes this podcast, share it with him or her or them.
Or it, if it's a cat. Okay.
Cats have genders, Josh.
Oh, you're right.
They're being sexist towards cats. I can't believe you.
Did not know that was a thing.
We went through this entire podcast without insulting one cat. Now you've insulted them all.
Though, as a disclaimer, no cats were actually harmed in this production. Yeah, so I guess we're good, man.
Yeah, all right. Again, thank you all for listening. We will be back next week, hopefully, with more JK goodness. Until then, I've been Ken O'Connor.
And I'm Josh Brand.
See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Au revoir.